Joining us now is global entrepreneur and business strategist Ruble Chandy.
The international entrepreneur and best-selling author Ruble Chandy.
Great to be with you, Melissa, and good morning, Houston. So we are going to do a different type of journey here, okay? And none of these things are, like most of the things that I do, it might not be pre-planned. Most of them are like, I feel like, this is the best way to help you, and I'll go based on that. So we will be teaching you in a multi-dimensional way, and you will understand what I mean by multi-dimensional way, because everything that I'll teach will have multiple dimensions. Now I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, a simple story that I made up. Maybe it's real. So there was an Australian miner. He believed that he could find gold in an Australian forest. So he went through that long time ago. This was a long time ago. And then he went through all this journey. He set out for this journey, and he was in Australian forest, big forest, and then trying to mine gold. So he kept on digging, and he couldn't find gold for years and years. So he kind of barely survived. But finally, when he was really tired, one time he dug so deep in one location, and he found gold. Not like just 2 coins of gold, not just 2 bars of gold. He found like bags and bags of gold in that location. So he had a box, a big treasure chest like box that he had carried all these years. And he put all the gold he could carry and then closed this treasure chest and carried this treasure chest. And he started walking towards the city so he could go sell this gold and make some money. So as he was walking, he got tired, really tired. And then he's walking, like he could barely walk. He's so tired. He's like, he has bruises on his legs and stained blood all over his body. He's walking by. Then he saw, he sensed that he's not going to make it to the village. He's going to probably die in this big forest. So as he was walking, he saw these aboriginals. So aboriginals, essentially, these people who live in trees and in jungles. And he saw them, and he's like so excited. They are humans too. Oh my gosh, this is good. I could actually get some food and water, and then I will have energy. I could take rest. Maybe they could give me some medicine, and then I could go back to the village. And then he started talking to them. He said, I have gold here. Can you give me some food? And then the guy said, we have a huge famine here. We don't have much food here. And we cannot share our food with you. I'm so sorry. Our kids are starving. We don't want to take our kids' food and give it to you. So he was sad again. And then he's like, no, don't worry about it. I have a lot of gold. And they asked, what is gold? We don't know what gold is. He said, you don't know what gold is? No, gold is this precious metal that you could use to buy, even with this thing, you could actually buy a jet plane. And the guy is like, what is a jet plane? I don't understand what jet plane. What does that even mean? He said, oh, you guys even know what jet plane is? Okay, let me explain to you. You could actually use this to buy a Ferrari, a really expensive car. It's a very expensive car that humans use. It's like, what is a car? I don't know what car is. Makes sense? And then he's like, what the heck? These guys don't know what a car or an airplane is. Oh, okay, got it now. Okay, so he said, you know what? if you guys could use some of this gold, you could actually build a house. They're like, what are houses? We don't know. We live on trees. So now he's like struggling to communicate to them the value of the most valuable thing that he found in his life. And now he's like looking around, oh my gosh, I give up. I'm probably going to die here. It's already tired. I don't think I could survive. I could barely talk. And then with the like squinted eyes, he looked at, and he was like squinting, tired, and like probably about to faint. He looked at like a couple of kids carrying like a bag of potatoes to their houses. Like these kids are like, they have a bag of potato. These kids are like dragging this bag of potatoes into their houses. And then he asked this elder in this Aboriginal group, he asked them, hey, what is that? Why are the kids doing that? An elder said, that's what we eat here. That's our main food, potatoes. He smiled for a second. He said, you guys eat potatoes? That's your main food? Yes. And he said, with this, he took one of this coin, opened the box like hurriedly. He's tired. He could barely do it. He just opened that box, took one of the gold coin, one of the gold bars, like which is not shaped or anything. It's not bar shaped. It's like a raw gold. He took one of them, like showed it to the elder and said, with one of this thing, you could actually have potato for your entire village for a month. Elder is like, really? He said, yeah, for sure. And then the village elder said, you know what, you should become our elder. And then he became the king there, and he lived there ever after as a king with all the wealth and all the beauty that he wanted. And he didn't even go back to Australia. He stayed there. So that is the story of a gold merchant. So basically a gold miner. We already know Suraj Potato because he wrote down success with wonderful results. He already told me.
Okay.
How did I find that out? By asking him a question. In this case, the question was, what is most important in your career? It was even career. I can use it for life too. So see, I asked him a question, and to that answer, he told me what is important for him. I asked him what a potato is. I'll teach you how to ask questions in another session so that you find other people's potato. Now I know the potato for Suraj. Let's assume that I know. Okay. And how you find out in the future, I'll teach you later, which is something exciting for the future. And I'll share with you in the next few months. Okay. Why I asked the question and what question you need to ask your customers in order to find their potatoes. Another reason that I'm sharing this with you is because when you are in front of your customer, in order for them to buy your idea, let's say you're selling weight loss to your customers. Okay, apparently, like I have two customers here. Instead of hailstone products, we need to connect with their potato so they buy weight loss from you. Sunil, Google, Febik, Vignesh, makes sense? Gauri, Naushad, Saroj, yeah? The same way, in order for them to buy hailstone product, we need to connect with their potatoes in this context so that they are open to buying it. Godwin, do you understand why we are doing it in a different level now? So the reason why we are working with Suraj right now is 2 or 3 things. One is that I'm demonstrating for you how to collect potatoes from other people. One is by asking a question. What question to ask? I'll teach you later. But I asked him a question. What is most important in your life career? And he said success with wonderful results. That's enough for me as potato. I picked up already. And you'll see the difference in a second. Second thing is, I am actually going to demonstrate for you right now how I connect his weight loss with the potato. So he would actually become a health freak and he will actually buy my idea of losing weight. I'll show you how to do that. Third is, I want you to have this multi-dimensional understanding about that it's not our product that people buying, it is their needs It is solving their problem is what people are buying. And you will understand many more things in the process. He kind of gave me what is important for him. In other words, Google, his potatoes. He gave it to me. Now, all I did was, in order for you to have more of the potatoes, you just need to have this gold, the hailstone product. So through the hailstone product, you could have the potatoes that you want. One person, interestingly, for both of them, it was health. But for another person, it's something else. Another person, it's making money. Another person, it's being more productive. Another person is building a big business. Another person is reliability. Another person is not having shutdowns. Another person is something else. But you are not selling a product. You are not selling gold. You are showing them how their potatoes can be achieved using a product. That's all you're doing. Make sense?
Yes.
That's all you're doing. And of course, we would place all these techniques in the next 6 months to get you to that clarity. What happened so far? What happened so far is we learned that through questions, you could find other people's values. What do they value the most? Potatoes are what the Aboriginals valued the most. You ask a question to find out what they value the most. And then you connect your product with that value and you show them they need to get this value, one, and they need to get this value. In order for them to get this value right now, they need to have this product. Not 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So there is a value that they have. There's a potato that they have. In order for them to get to that potato, they need to have what? They need to have hailstone product. They need to, in order for them to have that value now, they need to have the hailstone product now. In order for them to get that value later, it's not the idea. To get the value now, they need to have hailstone product now. So there is an importance for now. There are some people who might have said, call me after 2 weeks, call me after 6 months, call me after 1 year. But the reason is, Google, because maybe you connected their potato with hailstone product, but you didn't connect to the fact that it is needed now. That's why they are saying, oh, I'll think about it. We'll discuss it. Nobody say I'll think about to me. Nobody says I'll think about to, it's a decision or not a decision. That's perfectly fine. At every moment, with knowing or without knowing, you're influencing people. You're influencing people. So you might as well be good. And in order for you to influence people, you need to have character too, which means that everything that I teach you, you could use it for good, just good, or incredibly good things. And I want you to choose for incredibly good things, for building your company, helping Hailstone to grow, helping you to grow personally, helping you to be more successful. Now I'm not reading from the stuff, helping you to have better relationships, and helping the world in some capacity as you're doing it, because you are welcome to the elite group. This is not like, as this level of knowledge, it sounds so simple, but it's not accessible for everyone. Okay, so be proud of the fact that you are accessing a different level of persuasion in the world, because it's at this point, you're too persuasive. And like imagine 6 months from now, you will be so much more persuasive. You'll be like, oh my gosh, how am I selling this much? 1, 2 is that what happened to the Hailstone sales team? Like, they are doing so much, and other companies will be jealous and they're like envying us because we are doing so much more They're like, what happened to them? That's where we are going to get to. Who's excited about that? Suraj, tell me, what was the biggest things? Everybody put that in the chat as Suraj is talking. Listen to Suraj and put in the chat. What was the best thing that you got from today that you are going to implement? Life, business, team, whatever, put that in the chat. What is one thing that I'm going to implement from today's session and conclude for the day? Like, what did we do today? What did you pick up?
Yes. First thing is that this is the first time I feel like my sales team is having a guidance kind of a discussion, because till now, either in Hailstone or I'm not sure, because we have a bit new faces also here. Kaustubh and all and Gokul joined just 1 week back. So for them also it will be a very good experience. Then the second, actually we started our 6 months journey of improvising the sales through a collective guidance. And the very initial discussion was understanding like what customers' need is, or how to understand what a potato is. We even termed a coin potato, which is very much helpful, so that from tomorrow onwards, it will be helpful to understand what actually a person to whom we are speaking is in need of. So the art of understanding what his need is and trying to talk to him based on his need, focusing more on that in a bit more productive manner, getting our thoughts deeply fixing into his mind and the way of talking to that. So that is the point next which we discussed, and getting those implemented in our professional life as well as in the personal life. So that is a very crisp of what we discussed today.
Yeah, and it's magical. Whatever that is their potato, if you start using their potato, it's almost magical. And people
Correct.
who are like the top 1% salesmen in the world, some of them are my friends, some of the top people in the world, they know how to use a potato. And of course, we will get into like so many other aspects of it, and we will get deeper into the potato. You might feel like you know this until you don't, and then you will find deeper and deeper understanding about all these things in the next few months.
You had to go through some crazy experience in your life. I understand that, but you can change that today.